Hey everybody, welcome back to Precision Vehicle Wraps YouTube channel. My name is Trevor and I'm here with Harmon, the owner of Precision Vehicle Wraps. And today we're just going to be talking a little bit about dealerships and, are you getting the best value for your dollar if you go to a dealership for your paint protection film and ceramic coating? So tell us a story, Harmon.
Well, where do I start?
Probably isn't the first time you've had this happen, but give us a couple examples.
Well, I'll give you the most recent one because it's most fresh in my mind and it happened today. So we had a customer who, for one reason or another, we couldn't get a hold of each other. We weren't answering the phones. They didn't catch my email, that sort of thing. And they bought this beautiful vehicle. It's about $100,000, give or take. Not that that matters, but it's an upper end vehicle. And they would have been dealing with this dealership for some 30, 40 years. And they had this guy they've been buying cars with for a long time, and they just take his word for everything.
Sure.
Right? So they buy this vehicle, they get a good price, they're all happy. They're trying to find out, they kind of had feelings at the paint protection. They actually saw one of our videos.
Okay.
And they kind of, when we should reach out, right? So unfortunately, for whatever reason, we couldn't get in touch with them. And so they came in today and they said, well, we got the vehicle done, but we still want some more stuff done. And we want you to tell me what you think of the job that they did. And I said, okay, well, no problem. And so we went outside, and first thing I noticed is that the slope of the vehicle is such that you should have had a full hood, full fenders, because the whole hood is at risk. And especially, it's not a truck, it's not flat, but it's rounded, and it was very much at risk anyway. So they did this little miniature 18-inch hood and fenders on it. And on the fenders, literally 3 inches worth of film on the front tip. That's it.
That's not going to do anything.
It's not going to do anything. And then they did the front bumper was a 3-part front bumper, and they only did the main part. They didn't do any of the small areas. So all of it is going to be chewed up and damaged. And it doesn't matter if you catch one part of this or one part of that, the whole bumper's going to be ruined, right? And then on the mirrors, another example, they just did the mirror cap. They didn't do the stem. They didn't bring it down. And so this vehicle left there being with a paint protection job that was incredibly overpriced. And should I discuss that? Is that okay?
Yeah, I think so. I think people need to understand, because let's be honest. Okay, you go to a dealership and there's a certain level of work that they do. Let's say they put you in the finance office and they offer you paint protection, they offer you undercoating, they offer you extended warranty and all that stuff, right?
Right.
And the person who is buying that doesn't really understand what that entails, what that includes, or what it should include, right? So, not dissing the customer, but they just weren't aware that the level of film protection that they're getting on their car isn't really what a professional company like yours would do on a car like that. It's what the dealership was offering them. So, they wouldn't know, head nor tails whether they got a good deal or not. So tell us what happened.
So at the end of the day, they came in and they weren't happy because they said to me, I don't think this is enough coverage on that front end. And I said, when I looked at the vehicle, I said, well, absolutely, it's not enough. They didn't do the full bumper, and your hood is just a tiny little hood. I said, you're going to get a rot chip. Like today, you might get a rot chip when you drive down the road, and you're going to have to touch up your vehicle, or it could be bad enough you may have to repaint your hood. You should go with the full hood and full fenders. Anyway, so they said, oh, well, we talked about that. And they talked about doing these other areas. The dealership doesn't offer it because they're, quite frankly, most dealerships are using very inexperienced staff and young staff. Yeah. And they only do exactly what they're told to do, and they don't go above and beyond.
Yeah, and not to mention, they use their guys in the back who do their detailing, or their lot guys. Yeah, they're not guys who are trained in doing paint protection.
They're not doing
film,
detailing.
Right?
They could tell you.
They do they do. Yeah, like you said, they do what they're told, and they think they're doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. They don't understand what it really should take to do a full paint protection job on one of their vehicles. So, in reality, that dealership, if they wanted it done right, if they wanted to really help and serve their customer, they should be hiring you guys to actually do that full paint protection and put their, 20% markup on it at the end. So that at least, they don't look like idiots for doing such a poor job and overcharging for it. And the customer's still happy with the job because, at the end of the day, they want to protect their car.
Yeah.
They really don't care how much it's going to cost per se at the end of the day if they don't know. But now, what's the difference between what you would have charged for what they did and...
I took them. I took them in, and I actually brought them around the backside of the computer.
Sure.
And I showed them exactly what was done and what wasn't done. And I showed, this is the price right here. It's right here on my column. This is our retail price for this package. And with the package they got, and I would have done a 24. We don't do 18 inches. This is a waste of money.
Sure.
Same with the mini hoods. We don't do it unless the customer absolutely says, you got to do this. I'm not interested in anything else. Okay, fine. Customer's always right. We're good. But otherwise, we don't offer it. So the package we would have offered was $795. And it still would have had 6 more inches up the hood and fenders. Yeah. They paid $2,000.
$2,000.
$2,000. And then when I looked at the installation job, I found six bubbles around the letters. So they didn't take the Jeep off. We would take the Jeep off, debadge it. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just gave it the name of the vehicle. But anyways, we take that off and put that back on after the fact. And it's done properly. It's got full coverage on it. Another story I could tell, these people were just, I can't believe this happened. And I said, well, you take it back to them and you get them to fix it. And because there's more than enough dollar value there to make it better. Mm-hmm. And then come back here and we'll do the A-pillars and the roof strip. We'll do the mirror stocks. We'll do the rockers. We'll bring it up higher because you can see by the spray line when they drove over today, perfect day because it's spring-like weather outside. So it's all wet and mushy. Well, you can see where the spray from their own tires is on the side of their vehicle. Well, that spray could be rock chips. So, let's cover that up. And so we did that, threw in a couple other things for complimentary as well. But I can tell you, and they're going to book, so they're really pleased, but they're sad that they went the other route. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we couldn't do anything about it sort of after the fact. Yeah.
Well, it's always buyer beware, right?
Well, it is, and the whole point of doing this is educational for people because this is what we do all day, every day. We've been doing it for 9 years. I got a veteran. My paint protection staff has over 30 years experience. And, got one of the guys is over 20 years, one guy's 10 years. So it shows you my other guy is only 2 years in the industry and he's a rookie, but he doesn't touch anything. Like the guys won't let him touch anything. He's going to work side by side with our guys, right? And this is stuff that we do every day. So we don't really think about it, and informing people. This is what you do. I have customers that go back 9 years and with the previous owner, and they've been dealing with us for over 25 years.
Okay. And
why is that? Well, because they know exactly. They don't ask any questions. Harm, I got a truck coming in. Okay, get her done. They don't ask me. They don't tell me what they want. They just, it's common. Yeah. And then we do what we need to do on that particular vehicle. And we do drive it around the parking lot. We see where the spray line comes up. We do little things like that the other, dealerships and other shops, quite frankly, don't do. We go that extra mile. Now, the other, a few weeks ago, we had a truck came into us. Now, this truck is $180,000 truck. It is all lifted up. The mods weren't even included in the value of this pickup truck. And it came from the dealer. Another story. Mm-hmm. Came from the dealership. Yeah. And we found 7 scratches on the vehicle that had been attempted to be polished out.
Oh, no.
But they didn't do a proper paint correction on it. And you could see it was cloudy. And they just left it like that. And, we pulled the customer back in. We showed them exactly what it looked like. And, of course, we're not going to put paint. We're doing the paint protection on the entire truck. Right. And this guy knows the value of it. He doesn't want his $180,000 truck to be all beat up, right? And so we did the paint correction. We did the power polishing for him. And it looked brand new. And the dealership didn't do anything about it. And prior nor after. So imagine if you just spent $180,000 at a dealership and they weren't willing to do 3 hours paint correction on a vehicle.
On a $180,000 truck, right?
Truck.
That blows my mind. I'm just gonna show my age. Like $180,000 not that long ago, like when I was a kid, that would be like a mansion. Like $180,000 house. Holy cow. Now we're spending this on trucks.
Exactly.
Right? Insane.
And this level of care and attention that we give to that kind of vehicle, we give that to the everyday drivers. And we're not discriminative in that respect. I remember when we bought the shop, and it was so funny. The owners were all proud. Oh, we do all these, BMWs and this and that. And I said, oh, that's amazing. And I said, like, guess how many Ford and Chevy trucks there are out there?
Yeah.
And you don't do any of them. It didn't make any sense to me, right? So I just went, oh, you know what? We're bringing this product to a price level and a service level that the elite used to get and still do get, of course, but everybody gets the same treatment. And, you come in, you get a nice cup of coffee or while you drop off the vehicle, you get a courtesy vehicle. There isn't any other paint protection shop that offers courtesy vehicles. Not that I'm telling you to go out and do that, but, we have 3.
Yeah.
And they're constantly out. And I got buyers customers who became buyers only because we had a customer courtesy car,
Yeah, because when you think of getting anything done like paint protection or wrap or anything like that, your vehicle is held up for a few days.
Exactly.
So you're going to need a way of transport around rather than renting a car or, having to Uber or take transit. Having that is just one extra, courtesy point that you have for your customers so that, they should go with a company that provides that.
Yep.
It's just one more level of customer service that you've got. I was going to talk about reputation before, like reputation is everything. I'm reading a book now called The 48 Laws of Power, and reputation is something that should be attained, number one, and then protected at all costs. It's critical. So, what you're telling me now goes to that perfectly. Having a reputation for doing good work, for caring about the customer themselves, about their vehicle, and the end result, that shows future clients that, you guys are a group that can be trusted with their vehicle. And, even if you've been with your trusted guy, your trusted sales guy, I'm not slighting anybody, I'm not slandering anyone, but, just do your due diligence. Just because you have a relationship with someone doesn't mean that they're not sometimes wrong. They're not sometimes taking you down the wrong path. Not saying that they did on purpose, but I'm just saying getting a second opinion, doing your research, looking for companies that are doing what you're wanting to be done and who can do it at a higher level, right? Then that's what you should do. I don't think going to the dealership for any of those auxiliary services is the smart thing anyways.
I don't think it's in your best interest.
No, I don't think so.
And I mean, they're professional sales at sales.
Yeah.
They do very well at that. And a lot of people get, kind of feeling that they're almost pressured into it. And I feel that after the fact, I get people saying, well, I ended up going to the dealership, even though it was more money and they did less. I said, well, why? And then, well, I just felt like I had to. I don't know. I feel bad for them. I generally do feel bad for them. And when you talk about reputation, Trevor, I think you couldn't be more right. I mean, in business, you're only as good as your name, and you're only as good as the last job you do. If you're not consistently pulling off high level performance, and you're willy-nilly in between, or one day, we're human and we're not perfect.
Sure.
But if a mistake is made, we own up to it and we fix it right then and there. And we have a customer the other day, we called him, we did his whole Corvette and then we did his daughter's car and we did his wife's car and then his daughter's car has a little thing and it's obvious that she came too close with the pressure washer. It's blown right.
Okay.
And he goes, oh no, I don't know how this happened. And I said, I don't know either. I said, don't worry about it. We'll fix it. Drop by tomorrow. We'll take care of it for you. A lot of other places would charge for that.
Yeah.
And, for me, it's about the customer experience, and it's about, I don't like to take advantage of anybody. I believe in taking care of people, and I'm about the long term. It's not about hitting the home run. It's about hitting the singles and doubles, and everybody's happy, and it's a win-win situation, and it's all about that. And our reputation, you read our Google reviews, so I'll attest to that. I think there was one lady who had a bad experience with us, but I'll be honest with you, that wasn't actually our fault. And she's going to hate me when she sees this because she thinks it's all my fault. But the body shop did a horrible job, and I'm sorry, but we never ever deal with them ever again. So, anyways, yeah.
I did have one question when it comes to the paint protection film itself. I know with wraps, they have a lifespan, right? They last a certain amount of time, then eventually you gotta replace. When it comes to paint protection film, is there a lifespan on it? Do you have to like pull it off and replace it, or is it kind of once it's done, it's done?
Well, first of all, paint protection film, I mean, that's a very good question. But first of all, paint protection film does have a lifespan like anything. But we have cars that come to us and they've got the original, 15 years old, like been sitting in a garage, mind you, right? Winterized in the garage and stuff. So their paint protection's old and it's still in pretty decent shape for what they had 15 years ago for paint protection film. It's certainly, paint protection film is certainly improved over the years, right? And the quality of it has certainly gotten a lot better.
Sure.
So I say the paint protection film is on your car to absorb the damage that's going to be done to your paint and to protect your paint from that damage. So yes, over time it's going to get beaten up, and that's its purpose. So yes, you can change it. Do we see a lot of people changing it? Not really, not unless they're going to sell the car.
Right.
And then they want to make it look new again, and that's what happens. You pull the old film off, and then you either leave it without paint protection film or you put new paint protection film on it, and people are saying, oh wow, it looks like a brand new car. Well, underneath that, it looked like heck before with all the damage, but now that we've removed the film, it looks brand new. And then you can turn around and put new film on it, or they're selling the car or whatever, but they get a higher resale value for it, which is important too.
Right.
So yeah, it does get damaged. That's its purpose. It's to take the damage instead of the paint, and it can be changed. However, a lot of people just don't do it.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks for answering that question. I was curious about that. That's all the time we have on this video. Thanks so much for sharing with us, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you think this was pretty cool, tell your friends about it. And go visit Harmon. Go see the guys at Precision Vehicle Wraps.
Absolutely.
We'll be happy to help you out. Okay. See you next time.